The first woman of black and Indian descent to be on a presidential ticket, Kamala Harris has made history. She's broken the glass ceiling not just for women, but for an entire community of people or communities of people to dream the big American dream. Born to an Indian mother and a Jamaican father, Kamala Harris has had an arduous but a successful journey. There are many inspirations that she's had, but like Maya Harris, her sister first pointed out that it was Shyamala Gopalan, Kamala Harris's mother, who's been the biggest influence in her life. We'll talk about that. But speaking of the election itself, Joe Biden deciding to choose Kamala Harris to be his running mate is a very crucial decision, given that she will be tapping into the African community and the Indian community. Also, the Indian community are going to play a major role in the kind of funds that they manage to raise for the US presidential race, and that's where Kamala Harris is going to be critical and crucial in these elections. Having said that, it is going to be a very bitter election, with the first reaction coming from none other than US President Donald Trump himself, making a very nasty comment on Kamala Harris and the fact that Joe Biden chose her. Now, talking about inspirations and her Indian roots, Kamala Harris has always spoken of her Indian roots, and that comes from none other than Shyamala Gopalan, who as a 19-year-old left India for the United States of America, a confident woman who met her husband at the University of Berkeley, and both of them as students were part of the civil rights movement in the 60s and the 70s, when very few people from the Indian community would really participate. She was there voicing concerns regarding oppression and fighting for equal rights. And that's where Kamala Harris gets her human rights activism really from. I spoke to her uncle, a very important academician in India, Professor Balachandran, and he really has come out and said that the two major influences for Kamala Harris have been her mother and her maternal grandfather. A very proud uncle also said, when it comes to India-US ties, that she is going to be a good vice president for India and for Indo-US ties, given that there isn't one person, a senator or even a president, who can really influence and change the course of Indo-US ties, with the kind of relations that the two countries have and how strong the two countries really are. But there certainly are concerns. Now, what are the concerns for the Indian administration? Article 370, the stand on Kashmir, CAA, Delhi riots, minority issues are certainly going to be something that could rankle the Indian government with the stand that Kamala Harris takes. We know that when Dr. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister of India, was traveling to the United States of America, he refused to meet Congresswoman Jayapala because of the resolution she'd moved on Kashmir. Senator Kamala Harris had come down very heavily on Dr. Jaishankar, criticizing the blocking of Congresswoman, saying that he should have met anyone and everyone, and the issues and concerns should be heard. So we know that there is going to be a stand that she'd take, like her uncle said, not so much on the decision on Article 370, which is in the realm of domestic politics of India, but to do with liberties in the valley, liberties in Kashmir. And that's where that could really hurt the Indian administration or the Modi administration, given that these are decisions that are very close to the Modi administration's heart. While there could be a lot of positives, the bigger concerns are going to be with regards to human rights issues, given the fact that Kamala Harris is a staunch human rights activist herself.